group.
I am so sorry. I knew the Megan was having a hard time accepting Lily's passing. She's so
Goodbye.
obsessed. I watched her worse and worse. Though I just never thought.
Why not just tell me? Why follow me?
I'm trying to help her. Protect her, I guess. I didn't want her to get in trouble. It might cost her her medical license, and she'd already lost so much.
Medical license? I thought she was an art PR.
She's a psychiatrist. Mom.
I can't really trust her. Does she work in a place called
Money.
She's trying to get you to commit yourself there. Because that's what once you're in, you keep it in forever.
She would keep it.
But James, I didn't.
I didn't even know I had tape. I can tell you.
I just found out that she was your husband. I think that she might be responsible for your babysitter's death. Tampering with your pills, teens inside. I don't know.
You put in a really difficult position. I'm starting to think that I was crazy.
Yeah, no, she's very good at making you feel like you are. Listen, Lily, you have to get her and say goodbye. It was a terrible thing for me.
Wait, please. You told me you never got to say goodbye to your daughter. Goodbye.
You didn't have to do that. Not after everything she did.
Did I do? I almost went through the same thing.
Everybody, that ain't shooting that damn drop. Man, ooh, that was mine.
The show is completely sold out.
Oh my God, I jumped on
With the
that.
hot new artist? And which might come with your family?
Let's take it. Get on.
I'll take it.
Oh, I didn't even get that shit.
Your mom, she was in prison.
Stop suffocating me! Oh, really?
It cost extra money. Oh.
I had to stop me. Danger.
Tell me the full truth. Where's my mom? We do it for Douglas and Bobby. Here's next Friday at 8 Unlimited.
Kathy's not here at all. So. I know. Hold on. Let me. Kayla?
See,
Please, you're being paranoid.
got you. Okay, man. Hmm. I got you. Wait, I can run away from the screen I be picking you, bro. I be trying to pick you beside you screen, you be running away from that.
Leave it here. So much fun. Okay?
Take it in. Move. There you go.
She's my sister.
This shit, man.
It's okay. Come. Do you want to go play in my office? Can you take him for me? Oh, that's so exciting. Honey, can you turn me in? Turn your face. In main menu. In home. Peacock TV. Button 39 of it. Launching Peacock TV. Search channels, browse movies, TV shows, sports. Continue watching. Loading. They were back at the tribune the next morning, where investigators had Dawn call both Jason and Sean and leave messages on their voicemail.
Dawn placed a call to them saying, hey, my mother and I have the rest of your money. We would like to meet with you and give you the money.
Unfortunately, the meeting never happened. Neither Jason nor Sean returned Dawn's call.
Apparently, the two of them were suspicious, but communicated communicate with her at all, so they had to
I
go
got the fucking kid, man.
for them.
It was a short manhunt, though. By late that night, both Jason Starrick and Sean Gerhardt were in custody. And when the investigators arrested the alleged hitman, they discovered an amazing piece of evidence, considering it had been 4 days since the murder.
Jason Starrick, his belt had blood on it.
With the bloodstained belt apparently confirming Susan and Dawn's stories. Once Starrick and Gerhardt were in custody, the investigators finally placed the mother and daughter duo under arrest for murder.
It was crazy, it was the middle of the night, and it was a lot of police cars and police, and it was a little bit scary, I had my house surrounded. They came in and they arrested him.
Coming up, Susan's trial as mother against daughter.
People looking at a life sentence will not hesitate to point the finger.
But will her eldest daughter rally to her defense?
She looks like she's pushing 80. Goodness, 50 feet on so much.
So maybe one of the best things about life is if we keep moving forward. We discover exciting new technologies. Redefine who we are now to lead our lives. Basically, choose what the future to look like. So it's yours going to be.
Look at you, taking care of yourself, eating delicious Halo Top ice cream,
That's what.
reading more romance novels, and biking to work. You make self-love look easy. Put yourself on top. Halo Top.
On May 5th, 2014, almost 2 years after she called 911 and reported finding her husband Larry dead in her rural Tennessee home, Susan Walls went on trial for murder. The 56-year-old was accused of hiring 2 men to commit the crime.
It was going to be $400 murder.
And Susan had already confessed to being in on the murder plot.
She admitted that she was willing to pay for it. She admitted she left the house to facilitate them coming in to commit the murder. The case was strong against Susan.
However, while she had confessed to arranging the hit, Susan claimed that she had only killed Larry to escape decades of abuse.
She just had the crap knocked out of her, and she couldn't deal with it anymore.
And her allegations certainly gave the prosecutors reason to worry.
We're afraid the jury might be sympathetic because he'd been abusive to her in the past.
But did that justify murder? Not according to the prosecution's opening statement.
She could have reached out to law enforcement, and she didn't do that.
Instead, prosecutors said that Susan had decided to take the law into her own hands.
It was her idea to have her husband killed.
And the prosecutors had a witness willing to back that up. Susan's 29-year-old daughter, Dawn.
When people are looking at a potential life sentence, they will not hesitate to point the finger at anyone else, including a mother and a daughter.
Like Susan, Dawn had confessed to being in on her father's murder.
She acknowledged that she had told her mother about a couple of guys that she knew, and she felt like that she could get them to do it. She was very remorseful for what had happened. I think she felt just really bad about the role that she had played.
And once charged with first-degree murder, Dawn had made a deal with the prosecutors to testify against her mother.
That agreement was made without any promises of leniency.
And that may have been wise on the prosecutor's part, because while Dawn did take the stand for the prosecution, her testimony focused on her father's abuse.
Dawn said that she had been sexually molested and described the abuse that had been going on against her and her mother and other family members just all their lives.
And she told the jury that fear had driven her and her mother to consider a desperate solution.
They had been discussing on and off since Dawn was 15 the possibility of having Larry killed. It's very sad.
You've had an entire family that has suffered under this for 30 years, but they don't go to police and let it build up until finally she snapped.
Dawn said it was the spring of 2012 when her mother had finally decided to turn their idle talk into action.
There was one last incident of abuse when Susan had gotten a black eye.
It was no worse than what she'd endured for years. But this time, according to Dawn,
She said,
We'll work on that in a minute.
Over the years of dealing with that, it was just too much.
She just couldn't take it anymore.
and according to Dawn, when Jason Starrick said he was willing to kill her, her mother had leaped at the offer, and she had gone along with it, arranging everything according to her mother's wishes.
It's like, why would you do that? It's my mom.
Plus, according to Dawn, Susan told her that Larry was sexually abusing one of his grandchildren, just as he allegedly abused her.
I think Susan knew she pushed Dawn's button on that particular issue, that would get more cooperation from Dawn.
Dawn testified that Susan had told Jason Starrick the same thing too, and got much the same reaction.
He really became interested in being involved once he found out the grandchildren.
But the prosecutors wondered, was it possible that Dawn and Jason had both been played by Susan?
There was zero indication that Larry Walls was a grandchild.
Still, there was no denying that Larry had abused Susan.
everyone knew this was going on.
And during the investigation, there had been no shortage of friends and neighbors willing to back up Susan's claim.
You could expect every few weeks she would have a black eye or a busted mouth, some bruises.
However, the prosecution argued that Larry's abuse didn't excuse what Susan had done.
This was not a situation where one day something happened and she grabbed a gun and defended herself.
Susan had options.
Including friends and neighbors that were more than willing to take her in, too.
People testified that we would have been more than happy to let her live the rest. So what her real motive was, no one. This
Time fast up.
This was a very violent event, and in our mind was completely unnecessary.
But would the jury agree? When the defense started laying out their case, they portrayed Larry as a monster.
The defense really centered on the abuse.
And to counter Dawn's testimony, they had a powerful witness of their own, Susan's oldest daughter, Melissa.
She told about her upbringing, what life was with her father.
According to Melissa, life with Larry was a nightmare.
My brother was 10 years old. My dad would hit him and the time.
Like to put fear in kids.
However, according to Melissa, no one had more to fear than her mother.
I was 8 years old, and watched the Joker just pass down and hit the floor.
And there was no escape, her daughter claimed.
Whatever went after Susan, that's his bread and butter, that's his slave.
Mama worked so he could get drunk. He'd go mess with other women and do what he wanted to do.
Plus, Melissa said that her mother was the only thing that stood between the children and Larry's drunken rage.
She stepped in and taking beats before as if she had to.
And the beatings Susan endured were horrifying, according to her daughter.
She'd throw her downstairs, pull her hair, kick her, hit her, throw anything he could at her. She looks like she's pushing 80. Couldn't beat her so much.
But while the defense made it clear that Susan had more than enough reason to want her husband dead, they disputed the idea that she had been the mastermind behind the murder.
The defense essentially was, and all she did was say a few things.
She would say stuff, when he was drunk and hitting her, I wish he was dead, or, I wish someone would just kill him.
Instead, the defense argued that it was Susan's daughter, Dawn, who followed through and arranged the hit.
She's the one that set it up. It was her movements. She's the one that gave the debit card to acquit the murderers with the items they needed to commit the murder.
Everything was laid on Dawn.
And according to the defense, when she got Dawn Take it easy, please.